Okay, good afternoon, class, and welcome to PE4, no? Pre-finals na natin, no? So this is a pre-recorded, no? Pre-recorded videos, no? Kasi busy si sir, meron lang ginagawa, inaasikaso. But hindi natin pwedeng pabayaan ang ating klase. So naghanda tayo ng pre-recorded videos para kahit paano is natuturuan ko kayo, no? So welcome for our pre-final, no? Ilang buwan na lang ay matatapos na kayo, no? So let's proceed. So our topic for today is all about volleyball. Okay, so let's proceed to the topic. Okay, so we will be discussing about history, no? History of volleyball, facilities, basic skills, no? And some rules of the game, no, in doing volleyball. So let's proceed. Okay, so okay, so overview, no, is volleyball is a team sport in which two teams are required. Six players are separated by net, no? At least six players, no? Yung naglalaro, no? Inside, no? Inside dun sa of course, sa laruan, no? So dun sa pinaka-area, no? So, the International Federation of Volleyball, or FIVB, highest governing body of the sports, founded in Paris during 1947, no? So, sa France ito, no? Sa France ito, noong 1947, no? It was, I think it was invented by William G. Morgan, no? During during 1895, no, si William G. Morgan, no. Its headquarters are located in Switzerland, and its current president is Ari Graca. Okay, so the volleyball was also known as Mintonet, no, Mintonet, and it was created on 9th of February 1895 by William G. Morgan. Okay, so si William G. Morgan ang physical director of Young's Men Christian Association, or YMCA. No? So the sport was officially included in the program for 1964 Summer Olympics, no? So again, ang nag-imbento nito is si William G. Morgan, no, sa YMCA in Massachusetts. As the part one, the facilities and equipment needed in volleyball. Okay, so but first things first, let's discuss uh, the first rule in volleyball written by Morgan itself. No, number one is the net. No, yung the net is a 6 feet. No, 6 feet, and 6 feet or 6 by 6, no, in or 1.98 meter high, no. So yung net is one of them 1 meter long and 9.5 to 10 meter wide, no. It is tied vertically above the center line of the court to post picks either side of the court, no. The center of the net should lie 2.43, no, meter above to the ground for men, and 2.24 naman sa babae, no. So that is net. Usually yung ginagamit sa net is, ang maganda is synthetic, no. Next is court is 25 by 50 feet, yung pinaka-court niya, or 7.6 by 15.2 meter. No, yung players naman natin, as I said earlier, nasa loob ng pinaka-area o pinaka-court is 6, no? Pero yung pinaka-players na pwede mong tawag dito piliin o isama is any naman, kahit ano naman pwede. Okay? Sige, let's proceed. Lakihan ko lang ng konti. Okay. Okay, so match composed of 9 innings with 3 serves for each team in each inning, no? So ball contacts, no limits. No serving error, a second try was allowed. No, pag magse-serve ka, yung second try pwede yun, no? So, foul hitting the ball into the net, foul yun, no? With the loss of the point or side out. Except in the case of first try serve. Pag first try, pwede pa. Pero kapag yung mga sumusunod, hindi na pwede. Foul na yun. Okay? So, this is the volleyball court. Is the first equipment required, of course, no? In playing volleyball, no, you cannot play volleyball without, of course, the court itself, no? It is 60 by 30 feet or 18 meter by 9 meter. No, the length of the entire in-play area of the court, each side of the court is therefore 30 feet by 30 feet in size. So 30 by 30 in size. No, the line painted in all white and some country, no, yung line white, in some line yellow, no, basta kita siya, no, kita siya, usually ano yan, mga bright color, okay. So let's proceed to line on the courts. We do have 4 lines in the court, which is number 1, we do have the service line. Next is center line, attack line, and boundary line. So what are those? So number 1, we do have service line. No, the area from which the server may serve in the volleyball. No, kung saan magse-serve, ayun yung pinaka-line. No, it's marked at 10 feet inside right side line on each back line. So eto siya. So nakikita natin siya dito. Ayan yung pinaka-service line. So kapag magse-serve na yung player, dyan siya pwesto. Okay? Number 2, we do have the center line. No? The center line is marked at the center of the court, dividing it equal into 30 feet square or 9 meter above which is the net is placed. So ano ba naman yung center line? Ito naman yung pinaka-center line. No? Yan. That is center line. Okay? Next, attack line. Attack line whose rear edge is drawn 3 meters back from the axis of the center line. No? Nasa pinaka-back siya from the axis. Marks the prone zone. Yan ang marks the prone zone. So, ito yung pinaka-attack line. No, makikita natin, ayan yung pinaka-attack line, yung pinaka nasa guhit na iyan. Okay? Yan. Ito yung attack line. Okay. Next is boundary line. So two sidelines and two end lines marked at the playing point or playing court. No? So that is the end line. Okay, or the boundary line. So we do have the end line and the sideline. No? So usually, ang tawag dito, ang color niyan, white or yellow. No? Kapag ang kulay green, pinaka area ay kulay green, minsan kulay yellow. Or dito sa Pilipinas, madalas ang ginagamit white, no? So that is boundary line. Again, we do have the attack line, the center line, the end line, no, the sideline, and the say a server, no? Okay. So another equipment needed in volleyball, of course, the ball, no? It's ang bola ay hindi basta-basta, no? Ay kailangan ito ng bigat or timbang, no? It should be spherical, made of flexible leather or synthetic leather, no? Yun ang pinakapangunahing material niya, leather, synthetic leather or flexible leather. Case with bladder inside made rubber or similar materials. So yung pinakalaman niya yung parang bulak, no? Bladder inside made of rubber or similar materials. Colors, uniform light, no? May all white, no? May yan, katulad yan, nasa picture or white, halo-halo, basta light colors or combination of colors. So, according to FIVB, no, the circumference of the ball must be 20 to 27 inches. Or in centimeter, do have 65 to 67 centimeter. Ang weight naman niya is between 9 to 10 ounce or 260 to 280 grams. Inside pressure of 4.2, 4.26, no? Or to 4.61 PSI, no? Wait lang ha. Medyo malolobat tayo. Okay. So, ayan yung mga required na bigat, no, na kailangan sa kailangan sa bola ng volleyball or 0.30 to 0.325 kilograms per centimeter square. Yan yung mga kailangan na bigat sa volleyball. Of course, no, may required na standard, no, na ibinibigay yung association. Okay? So let's proceed. Okay. So the net and the and post. Of course, alam na natin yung net, no, is made up of synthetic, no, net post. Okay, position at 36 feet apart, no, apart 36 feet apart and 3 feet further out from the sideline. Okay? That is the net post, kung gaano kalayo dapat. Okay? So, facilities and equipment, the height of the net placed vertically over the center line. The top is set at the height of 2.43 meter for men and 2.24 for women. So, magkakaiba pa rin yung ah magkaiba pa rin yung top, no, or height. Minsan magkaiba pa nga yung ginagamit o weight, no, kapag babae at kapag lalaki, no. 2.43 sa men, 2.24 for women, no, kung saan dapat nakaplace yung net. Okay? Yung height ng net. Okay? So, the height of the net may be varied or specific group. Yung kanina sa specific gender, ngayon meron ding yung height ng net depende rin sa specific age group, no? Kung anong edad. So sa age group 16 under, kapag babae, 2.24 meter. Kapag lalaki, 2.24 meter din. Okay? Sa ages 14 years and under, 2.12 meter, 2.12 meter din sa babae at lalaki. Kapag 12 years under, 2 point meter, 2 point meter, 2 meter and 2 meter, no? Lalaki at babae. Okay? So, nakikita natin nagbabari ang height of the net depende sa age group. No, siyempre, yung may mga age group diyan na kapag 16, medyo alangan sa kanila yung 2 meter, no? May mga age group diyan na kapag 12, medyo mataas sa kanila yung 2.24 meter. So nagdedepende ito sa age group. Okay? The structure of the net is 1 meter wide, no? Ganun ka ano ito, ka wide ito, and 9.5 to 10 meter long, no? Made of 10 centimeter square black mesh. Okay? So, yung white bands na nakikita niyo doon sa pinakataas is 5 centimeter wide, no? Yung pinaka-white lines na yan, no? Or and 1 meter long, past 10 vertical to net and placed above each sides, no? Ayun yung mga white na iyan. Okay? Antenna is a flexible rod ito with 1.80 meter long and 10 millimeter in diameter, made of fiberglass or similar material. So yung mga nakikita niyo yung mga antenna na yan, no? Square is made up of fiberglass. Okay? Placed at a distance of 0.50 to 1 meter outside of the sidelines, they are 2.55 meter high and probably adjustable. Okay, yan yung post natin. Okay? Place at distance of 0.5 to 1 millimeter outside, outside sa labas. Kung ito yung sidelines, bibilang ka ng 0.5 to 1 millimeter, 1 meter Ayan, medyo nagulo lang, no? Pero let's continue. Sana ba tayo? Ika lang. Ayan. Medyo na nagkaroon lang ng technical difficulties. Wait lang ha. So, siyempre, alam nating record lang ito. Okay, so let's proceed. So again, yung post natin o poste is outside of the sidelines, 0.50. No? Mula sa sidelines, papunta doon sa post, doon ka pwede magtayo. No? Okay, let's proceed. Yung playing area, yung pinaka-playing area talaga is include in playing court and the pre-zone which is minimum of 3 meter wide on all sides. Yung pinaka-meter, di ba mayroon ng sidelines yan, no? Meron pang 3 meter on all sides. Dapat meron siyang espasyo, no? In 3 meter in all sides. It should be rectangular and symmetrical, no? Again, dapat 3 meter. Okay? Dimension, the playing court is rectangular measuring 18 by 9 meter surrounded by a pre-zone which is minimum of 3 meter wide in all sides. Again, inuulit-ulit dyan na 3 meter dapat, no? Mula sa sidelines, 3 meter. Tapos yung pinakasukat niyan is 18 by 9 meter. Okay? Yung pinaka playing court. Okay? Playing surface must be flat, horizontal, and uniform, no? Hindi ka pwedeng maglaro ng basketball, volleyball kung baku-baku ito, it should be flat, no? It must not present any danger or injury to the player. Kapag merong baku-baku ito, maaari itong mag-cause ng sugat, no? O danger, no? Doon sa mga maglalaro o injury doon sa mga maglalaro. Only wooden and synthetic surface is allowed, no? Kaya yung madalasan, yung mga naglalaro sa volleyball kapag magaganda ang court is wooden, no? Yung pinaka-flooring niya. Or and synthetic, no? Minsan may inilalapag lang, no? May inilalapag lang para maging patag lang ito, no? Sa mga araneta, alam ko nilalapagan lang nila ito na parang parang rubber mat, no? Okay, zones and areas. Prone zone. Okay? So prone zone is the axis of the center line and the rear edge of attack line. Consider extend beyond the sidelines and the end of the pre-zone. So ito makikita natin, this is the prone zone, no? Madalas sinatawag yang attack line, no? Kasi madalas yung mga yan is diyan umaatake, no? Kaya nga attack line, no? Madalas diyan tumitira ng pabayo, no? Pabayo yung mga yung mga tawag dito, pabayo yung mga players, no? That is prone zone. Service zone, nasaan ang service zone? Yung service zone, this is the service area, no? 9 meter wide area behind each line, no? Laterally limited by 2 short lines, no? Extended the end of the pre-zone. That is service zone. Ayan ang nakikita natin sa pinakababa. That is the service zone. Okay? Kung nasaan ang service area. Okay? Okay. Limited by extension of both attached line up to the scorer's table. That is substitutions zone. Okay? Yung substitution zone naman natin, so kung nakikita natin siya, madalas ito yung yung extension of both attached line, no, to the scorer's table. Okay? Makikita natin 'yan kapag malapit to sa scorer's table. Okay? That is the substitution zone. Okay? So warm-up area, so for FIVB or World and Official Competition, dapat may mga warm-up area din, no? Size ng approximate, this is 3 by 3 meter located in both bench, side corner, outside the pre-zone. So yung court, tapos may pre-zone, tapos meron pang warm-up area. Both sides yun ha. Both sides yun, no? At least 3 by 3, no? At least 3 by 3 meter, no? That is warm-up area. Okay? Kung pag-uusapan natin yung next is kung pag-uusapan natin yung pinaka-regular o pinaka-standard na dapat na merong facilities, yung mga yon, no? Next, we do have the penalty area, side approximately 1 by 1 meter with 2 chair. Yan, kailangan with 2 chair. Located it in the control area. No? Limited by 5 centimeter wide red line. No? That is penalty area. Okay, may red line. Yun ang palatandaan nito, may red line. So here are the basic principles in volleyball. Number one, don't let the ball hit the floor on the side of the net. Okay? Don't let the ball hit the floor on your side of the net. Yun ang pinaka main objective nyo. Kasi kasi kapag na-hit na yon, yung pinaka floor nyo sa side nyo, puntos ng kabila, no? Next, 3 contacts hit per side. Each team is allowed maximum of 3 contacts, no? Before it must send the ball back over the net. Okay? Kailangan ko, kunwari, pumunta sa inyo yung bola, no? Natira mo yung bola pero hindi mo natira sa kabila, sa side mo pa rin. Tapos nakuha ng kalaban, nakuha ng kakampi mo. Tapos sa pangatlong tira dapat mabalik niya na sa kalaban. Kasi hanggang 3 lang yung contacts. Okay? Pang-4, hindi na pwede. Player must rotate clockwise. No? Clockwise. In volleyball, 6 players rotate clockwise through 6 different positions on their side of the net. There are 3 front row position, left front, middle front, and right front. And 3 back position, left back, middle back, and right back. Teams rotate with each new server. No, kapag may new server, magro-rotate. Okay? Kapag merong magbago magse-serve, magro-rotate. No player can hit the ball twice in succession. So, halimbawa, tinira niya na, hindi pa niya napapasa sa kalaban, hindi niya na yung pwedeng tirahin. Dapat ang titira, ibang player. No? A player may not cause the ball to come to a rest during contact. Again, a player may not cause the ball to come to a rest during a contact. Hindi yung tinira mo tapos nag-stay doon sa kamay mo, bawal yun. Okay? The net is off limits. Of course, no? Kapag nagalaw mo yun, puntos kalaban. The 5 basic skills, okay? Number 1, we do have the serving. Okay? The serve initiate plays. No? Ito yung umpisa. We do have the underhand serve, the float serve, the jump serve, and the top spin serve. Okay? So, titignan natin yung video kung ano-ano ba, no? Ang different kinds of serve, no? Mapapakita ko sa inyo. Okay. Wait lang. Okay. So, this is the different kinds of serve.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach Coco, and I love volleyball. So much so my channel is filled with tips, tricks, hacks, and anything you could ever need to know about volleyball. So today, I thought I would make a different kind of video showing you all the different types of volleyball serves. And in this video, I'm going to highlight some serves that are really popular throughout the junior level, the high school level, and the collegiate level. So that way you can get a better idea of exactly what you need to practice on and what these different types of serves look like. I'm also going to tell you how effective they are and how often you should be practicing these serves. With that, let's get right into it. Now, first, let's do the overhand serve. And this is arguably the most popular. Now, with the overhand serve, a lot of you guys are working on that, but there are some different types of overhand serves. There's a standing overhand, standing float, and standing topspin. So there's not just one general overhand serve. It's also important to remember that the overhand serve is the standard serve in many standard volleyball games. So a lot of you guys, if you're doing the underhand, I suggest you start moving towards the overhand because you can't really do underhand when you get to a certain level. Also, I also want you to note that many players start working on their overhand serve almost immediately after learning how to play. That's because sometimes it can take a while, and I want you to be able to have enough time to go ahead and perfect it. And some of the common struggles with the overhand is to not get it all the way over the net. I know that's frustrating. However, there's a way to fix that with proper form. That means that bow, that arrow, making sure you have the form to be able to serve over the net. Also, if you want to play volleyball, I suggest you start working on it immediately as soon as you know you want to play. I do not count the underhand serve as a serve because it's more for recreational purposes. However, some teams allow you to do underhand serve, but please don't bet on that information. If you can learn your overhand, working your overhand, because sometimes it takes some time to get it. Either there's players who can't get it over or players who serve too hard, but work at that. So I have a great tutorial on my channel about the overhand serve as well as the standing float. So I'm going to tag those in the description below. So go ahead and check those out if you want to start working on your overhand serve. Now, here's something I get comments on a lot, which is the jump serve. The jump serve is very popular in men's volleyball and at the collegiate level. But here are some things about the jump serve you might not know. Sometimes the jump serve can be unpredictable. It's one of those serves that you really have to practice as it really mocks a back row attack. It's really cool looking and it's kind of hard to receive. However, there's a serve that is harder to receive. Unless you practice this, there's a high trajectory it's going out. Please practice this serve if you're considering doing this. This is an advanced serve. You need to know all your other serves before this. All right, you all. Now here's my favorite serve, which is the jump float. This is the most popular that I've seen in the last couple of years. The jump float has really easy steps. It kind of mocks a standing serve with some additional steps. However, it is very hard to receive the jump float. That's because it comes kind of straight over the net. And if you're receiving the ball and serve receive, sometimes that ball can arguably move in the air. I'm not joking. It can move in the air. Now, if you overpower the serve, it's going to coast right out of bounds. So make sure if you're learning how to do your jump float or your standing float, you understand the depth of the court. So you're not just hitting the ball straight towards the wall like I did when I first started playing. This is my favorite serve because it's easy, effective, and powerful in a game, and it's hard to read. That is what we want. We want something that is hard to read. Once you've learned your overhand serve, your float, your topspin, then start working on your jump float because it is going to take you a long way, especially when you start playing up with higher level volleyball teams and higher level volleyball games. And it's something that you can put in your pocket. What kind of serve do you like to do? Put that in the comments below. Also, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with somebody who needs it. And I will see you guys next time.
Hi guys, it's me Mary Jane Mendoza from Tubang 4E. The purpose of this video is to discuss to you the two types of passing, forearm passing and overhead passing. So let's start.
Okay, so that was a different kinds of or two popular forms of passing. Okay, so kalang. Next is we do have uh sa tayo sa passing. Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Okay, we do have setting. When setting the ball, the goal is to position the ball in the air. So the teammate is able to easily complete an overhand attack or hit. Okay? So we do have a video para sa setting no ng volleyball. Sige, panoorin natin 'to. Okay, setting. Ito yung ano para sa beginners, no? Sige, panoorin natin ito. Kung paano mag-set.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn the basics of setting. Now, you might know it as setting, some people call it volleying, but whatever you call it, this is the skill we're working on today. When we're setting, hand positioning is super important. So the way that I like to think about it is that I'm holding on to a big jug and I'm pouring it onto my head. That is how you want your hands to be, nice and close to your forehead with your hands big and your fingers spread apart. Okay, notice that my elbows are bent. Okay, this is what's going to help me extend through the ball and get power to push my set outside. To get the feel of our hands on the ball during a set, we're going to start on our knees. And a person is going to toss to us, we're just going to catch it in the setting position and push it back. Notice that my hands are pushing together at the same time and I'm catching it with a nice bent elbow. Once you've gotten that feeling down and catching it on your fingertips, same position, but then you can start to push it with a quicker release. Ideally, when you're setting, you want there to be no spin on the ball. A little bit of spin is allowed indoor, but a nice smooth set comes out of your hands without any movement. I mentioned that when we set that we want the ball to come out without any spin. The way to do that is to make sure that we're following through with our hands going in the same direction. A lot of beginners really like to flip their wrists when they're setting to finish, but we want to make sure our hands are strong and finishing together in the setting position. Once you feel good with your hand contact on the ball, then we can get to our feet. Now, similar to what we discussed with passing, it's so important to move with your hands down and move naturally and put our hands up once we get to the ball. When we're setting, it's so important to make sure that our feet are directly under the ball because we're contacting it right above our head. When we get to the ball, we want to approach with our legs slightly bent and one foot a little bit in front of the other. We want to make sure our legs are bent because our legs just like with passing, are so important in generating the power of our set so that we can extend with our arms and our legs at the same time.
Okay, so that was the setting. Okay, next is we do have blocking. No, a block is an attempt to halt an opponent's attack by jumping with the hands overhead to create barrier at the net. No, the most common blocking violation is touching the net. No, kailangan hindi mo mahawakan yung net. No, so these are some of the best blocking no na meron sa internet. Panoorin natin para mas maintindihan nyo kung ano yung blocking.
리시브가 흔들리고 뭔가 안 좋습니다. 시간을 가로막힙니다. 확실하게 들어와요. 지금의 박명훈 세타의 토스는 아주 좋았어요. 와, 레오가 확실히 차단하는군요. 벌써 올 시즌의 12번째 시간입니다. But that is a monster block from Wantarena. Way across the net, Wantarena block to the square. That was just surely far too far in front of Engepet, but he's still trying to hit it. Only one outcome with this, wasn't it? Put it in, although saying that unbelievably sadly with this incredible stuff block, commit block from Business is all over me already. Oh, brilliant cover, Kovacevic! Where did he come from? Brilliant. I thought that white should be the order of the day, but it goes to Lubaric. And he is shut down big time by Sousa. Slovic to go over William, don't they? In an ideal world, that's what they would have done. As it is, it goes to Lubaric. And he...
Okay. So, ayan. Ayun yung mga blocking, no? Makikita natin. Okay, ang gagaling, no? So next is we do have hitting, no? Again, hitting is the attack usually take place on a team's third and final contact. Okay? So, because of an attacker's goal is to down the ball on the other team's side of the court, no? Maka-score. Players often jump when striking the ball to increase the difficulty of receiving the hits, no? Minsan ito yung mga spike, no? Ito yung mga yon, no? So ilan lang ito sa mga magagandang videos na nakita natin sa internet sa hitting, no? Sige. Tingnan natin ito. Ayan, no? So, sige, reviewin natin. Okay, wait lang. So, this is the 5 skills, no? Na kailangan, no? Na matutunan natin sa volleyball, serving, passing, setting, blocking, and hitting, no? So, let's proceed to volleyball terms. Okay, ace. An ace volleyball occurs when a player serves the ball and goes over the net and lands on the floor untouched by the other's team. No, ibig sabihin nakascore. So that is ace. Next is side out. Side out in volleyball occurs when the team that served the ball fails a win point on the play, resulting a loss of serve to the opponent. No, so that is side out. Okay, kapag of course lumabas yung bola. Okay, rope when a player jumps above the net to block and the block ball straight down. So that is rope. No, when a player jumps above the net to block and the ball and the block the ball and the block ball and the block and block the ball straight down. No. So that is roop, no? Bilak mo, bilak niya, hindi kumasok sa kabila, tas yung bola straight down, no? Sa floor. Stop block. Stop block is when a player jumps above the height of the net, the block the ball and the ball goes back at the person who attack. Ayan ha. Again, so magkakaiba yung roop ha. Pati yung stop block, no? Yung stop block, pinasok mo, no? Tapos bilak ka, tapos yung bola bumalik, no? So that is block. Stop block. Okay? Pero yung rope, when the player jumps above the net, the block and the block the ball straight down. Hindi ito naging successful. A dig, when a player makes save from a very difficult spike. So that is dig. No, ini-spike niya. Pagka-spike, no, nakuha pa din. So eto, panoorin natin yung mayroon akong video niyan eh. Nakitang video niyan. So dig. Wait lang ha. Wait lang. Wait lang ha. Dig. Wait lang.
Poland running away with this first set. Not a good service reception at all. It's just about been brought back.
Oh, brilliant pickup by Ahmed Awala. Shoji with good cover behind Sander. That's gone down. There's going to be a challenge. Is there ball up?
100 cap mark for his country at this tournament. Recovered brilliantly right to the back of the play.
Maybe now will be their chance. Wallace has to go across the blocks in place. Brilliant pickup, McKay. Unbelievably, USA have got a chance for a swing here. Good up, Volkov. Oh, brilliant by Mihailov. Another free ball for the US.
Job done for Poland. They've secured their point. Is that going to drop in? It may well have done, but Driesga's rescued it brilliantly. Zanotti's not exactly handled that brilliantly. Gonzalez just happened to be there, and Zanotti's pushed it over.
to adjust in mid-air that time. The pancake to keep it alive.
He's kept that up as well, the server. Gappeth just has to poke that one deep to Torski. Reese.
Oh, what a great pickup.
So nakita natin no, na ang dig is kapag nag-spike, kapag nag-hit, pero na-save. So that is dig.
They stay in play. Shoji's on it. Oh, he's done okay. He's got the ball. He's all right. He's back into play.
Okay. Next is we do have kill. No, kill is when a team spikes the ball and it is successful put away. Again, a kill is when a team spikes the ball and it is successfully put away. Okay, so this is the video for kill.
Let's just go to number one on the Spotify list.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Kurek gets a warm-up hit. Now, Kurek's Renang is a warm-up hit special.
These two teams from Brazil. Trying to make a statement right there. Drilled out of Bruno. Didn't like it. What's Bruno's response?
Area beats at Biden. Second round ball. 9-all. Nice spike there.
Okay, so next is we do have the six-pack. Six-pack occurs when a defensive player gets hit the head or face by a spike ball, also called facial. So that is six-pack, no? So tignan natin no, yung mga makakaano naman to, yung papakita natin yung video. Sige, tignan natin mga facial, best facial. Six-packs is also known as facial, ha? Tandaan natin.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
that was spatial. Okay? Okay, next is tool or wipe. So what is tool or wipe? No? A tool or wipe deliberately hitting the ball up. Again ha, deliberately hitting the ball up the block for a kill. Okay? So that is tool or wipe. Okay? So tignan natin ito.
What's up, guys? This is Coach Donnie with ElevateYourself.org, and I'm here to bring you the volleyball tip of the week. For this week, we'll learn how to wipe the ball off the block as a hitter. Wiping the block is when you tool the block and you push the ball into the block and off to the side. This technique should only be done on a tight set. For those of you who don't know what a tight set is when the set is too close to the net, where if you try to spike the ball, you'll spike it straight into the net or straight into the block. There are 3 easy steps that you can follow to help you effectively wipe the block. The first step is to move your feet as close to the ball as possible and jump straight up. Since the set is already closer to the net than usual, you cannot broad jump or jump forward, otherwise you will touch the net. The second step is to push the ball forward with firm fingers, preferably toward the edge of the block. You can use either hand, but it's usually easier to use your spiking hand. The third step is to wipe the ball sideways toward the outside of the court as the ball is contacting the block.
Naintindihan natin yung ibig sabihin ng tool, no? Kinokontra mo yung block, tapos pag kinontra mo yung block, no, kailangan matouch niya muna yung bola, tapos mapupunta yung bola sa sideline, outside, no? Para puntos niyo. Ayun, nakita niyo, no? Natouch muna ng hand bago mapunta sa ano,
If you would like
outside.
to learn more techniques about how to tool
Okay,
the block,
so that was the tool. Okay? Okay, that's it. That's the end of our presentation. So, again, for your tawag dito, for your performance, no, gagawa kayo ng video na nagpapakita ng 5 basic skills, which is the serving, passing, setting, blocking, and hitting, no? And then ipakita nyo rin yung ace, no? Ipakita yung side out, roop, no? Stop block, dig, kill, no? At ano pa ba? Paintbrush, 6 packs, and tool, no? Ipapakita niyo yan sa video, no? Ipapaliwanag at ipapakita niyo sa video. Ganun pa din, no? Ganun pa din ang mangyayari natin. 50% content, 50% creativity, no? So ipapasa natin yung video bibigyan ko kayo at least ng 1 week, no, para magawa itong video na ito, no. So meron pa tayong remaining time. Yung remaining time nyo is magbubuo kayo at least ng ilan ba kayo? At least ng 3 groups, no? Bahala na kayo kung sino yung magiging grupo nyo, no? At least 3 groups, no? Yung remaining time mag-usap na kayo, no? Kung saan kayo magkikita, saan kayo magbibideo, probably mas sana yung magkagrupo yung magkakalapit ng bahay para sa malapit na lang kayo, no? Mag-video. Okay? So gamitin ang natitirang oras para sa pag-uusap and then pagpaplano. Okay? So this video is equivalent to 2 videos. No? Malaki ang mawawala sa inyo kapag hindi kayo nagpasa ng video na ito. Is that clear? Should you have any question, just let me know. Just let me know if none. Salamat sa pag-attend sa ating klase. So, ipopost ko yung PowerPoint na ginamit ko mamaya pagtapos ng ating klase. Again, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. So, bye-bye sa inyong lahat. God bless everyone.